Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I'm as always Alex, and I'm joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. The Bears are 4 in a row. Bear down. Good, better, best. Um, I went and saw a movie last week on Wednesday.
Ooh,
Have you ever
wow.
seen Have you ever seen Perfect Blue?
No.
It's an animated movie.
Okay.
Um, it's tremendous. It's such a great film. And they re-released it in theaters for like a week. Um, and I got to watch it. And nobody was in the theater except for me and my friend. And it's a horror movie, so
Okay.
the vibes were like unsettling. Uh, but that was a great time. It's a great movie. I suggest anybody who isn't easily traumatized, I suggest they watch it. Um, there
Okay.
is there is a lot of mind fuckery and also one incredibly graphic scene. I'm pretty sure. Okay, wait. Oh my god, I had just got deja vu. I'm almost positive I've talked about Perfect Blue on this podcast before.
I couldn't tell you.
You know what's actually crazy? I think the first time I watched it, we were probably doing the podcast. And I've watched it like
Maybe.
6 times,
Okay.
but because we've been doing this for so long, I think I watched it, like, during COVID or, like, late COVID, like, early
Mm.
2021, late 2020. So we were doing the podcast, so I might have already talked about this. If you've been here long enough, you might have already heard me talk about how much I love Perfect Blue. But, yeah, went to see that movie with my friend. Uh, as for wrestling, that is a sport that has been happening, allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we have our peaks and our valleys, I guess.
yep,
But
yep.
all right. Head on over to the 5-star-network.com for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. Head on over to the 5 Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this, as well as shows like Actress Stage and No Limit Wrestling, all go up. What's the no limit for October, or did you do it already? I cannot
We have
remember.
not done it already, probably should have. Um, as far as I know, we're just prepping for the hell that is going to be our big egg review.
Right.
um, and that is current unless me and Xavier like in the next 3 days are like, you know what, we should probably do something before that and pump something out really quickly. We're probably just in hiatus mode until big egg, which it's unfortunate, but also we're busy bees. We are busy bees, and it's hard sometimes. As you know, I'm not good at running a podcast,
No,
historically, just not.
not at all.
So yeah, we'll see how that's why it's hilarious. I'm like trying to mount up the courage to start another one. Um, but
The one
yeah,
with
so
Scott?
yeah,
Is
the one
this
with
is
Scott.
okay. You're
Uh,
actually trying to make this.
I'm thinking about we text me and Scott text every day about Big Brother. It's been off the air for like a month.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
weird.
But no, there's so much fucking fallout from that show this year specifically. Like everybody's fucking weird this year. I don't know what's going on. The winner is like the most like drama hungry person that you would think that she didn't just win like $1 million. Like, why are you going on TikTok live and like airing motherfuckers out a month at you are rich. You have so much money. You don't got to be doing this. Um, it's still going. Like there's still motion for the psychopaths on that show this season. Um,
Wow.
so if we did do a Big Brother podcast, we could do a review of the season, and it wouldn't be out of date because motherfuckers are still doing shit for some reason. Like they're still at large. So yeah, uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you seem committed, so we will look forward to it eventually. You'll wear Scott down, I think. So, all right. We will get on to wrestling though, and
Mm, if we got
yeah, we're gonna start with Stardom, who had a interesting week to say the least.
it.
I don't think there's much news this time. Unlike last time, they did not have a massive title change on 3 days' notice. So,
I will
news
say.
wise,
Okay, go ahead.
one match for New Blood later this month. They are finally doing Hanako and Wakasukiyama versus Aya and Karara for the New Blood tag belts after at least 2 months of preview tags. They definitely challenged for those like right after the GP and just haven't got their match. So I'm glad it's finally happening.
Yeah. We'll talk about the new blood that just happened. I thought that
Yeah.
the pairings did well, like the EXV and the main event, the EXV versus Cosmic
Yeah.
Angels match was good, and I liked what I saw from everybody in it. Waka, was Waka, but I thought generally, uh, the match ramped up and was a lot of fun, especially in the court of Karara and Sakura. So I am excited for that match. You know, optimistically, hopefully. But yeah, so that's cool that we're finally doing that.
Hmm.
Been waiting for it. Just give them the fucking belts. Like they are the undercard team. I mean they kind
Yeah.
of tried to break them up there for a minute, but I think at
There
some point they
was,
were
yeah, there
like
was a slow, like
at some point they were like, you
while.
know what? I don't think we're gonna push Sakakura like that right now.
Mm,
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know I don't know why you tried to do that. Like she's good, but this is like her being a real a fun high end new blood tag champion with Aya is like the perfect scenario, and I really hope
yeah.
they
Well, I
go
mean, the brand is
that
kind of
direction.
the brand is on its last legs here.
Yeah,
The cards are getting less appealing.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, there
so
was like injuries and stuff that made this card
yeah,
better that we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah,
it's
I mean,
a bad time to give them to them, but if anybody's
on
gonna save
paper,
it, they might.
terrible new blood card by the way.
Oh
Um,
yeah, going into this, I
the
was like,
actual
"That's
show
it?"
was like good. Like it was actually pretty solid,
Yeah.
but on paper, fucking terrible.
Mhm.
Like, why would you like? It's insane. Um,
I
but yeah,
agree.
so I'm excited for that match coming up. I will say, was there any more news that we were gonna?
I don't think so. Not that I
So I
can
have
remember.
like Kazuki and Koguma doing good stuff in CMLL, saying they never
Yes,
want to leave Mexico, which is very
that is
funny.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really needed here. It seems they don't really like you here, as far as I can tell. So it's like you could just stay. Um, but I do want to draw attention to one house show happening. Um, in the opening match of the Himeji show on the 16th, Emma Maishima and Momo Watanabe defeated Kikyo Furusawa and Saya Kamitani. Opening match. Let me
Hmm.
reiterate that. In the only preview tag for Momo versus Saya, in which after the match, Momo got backstage and was like, "Oh, Sai, it seems like you're slowing down because of your media appearances. Psych, you're so cool and awesome, and you deserve to be champion. And I think you're so cool, and you're probably gonna beat me, but I think I'm strong, and I think I might be able to beat you." Um, Not inspiring confidence, Momo Watanabe. Not making me feel good about your chances here. Uh, I watched that or I read it rather, while I was watching Team 3D versus the Hardys, and it
Okay.
was just a lot of despair. At the same time, it was a whirlwind in
Right.
my head. I was watching Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, if you will, uh, somehow be like too fat to break a table. Like he just kind of like slid onto it and just like slid down it like very slowly. Like he's
Okay.
like I don't know, like it just didn't work. I was watching Devon try his best as
Oh,
he
poor
always has.
Devon.
Like
He
I
could
adore
barely
Devon.
move.
I love
Poor
Devon.
Devon,
I
man.
felt so bad for him. He was just fucking trying, bro. Like he literally said in an interview, he was like, I need to stop answering the phone when Bubba calls me. I don't want to fucking do this, bro. Like I was watching that and I was reading Momo just be like, Saya, you so cool. I'm glazing it up, homegirl. I love you. You work so hard. You work harder than anybody, including me. But sometimes not. Like, dude, you don't just fucking just just lay down at this point. I'm tired. Like, what are we doing? I'm so annoyed. Uh, I think the two together, watching the Dudleys match and watching and reading Momo's backstage comments just really sent me into a fucking tizzy. I was like, ah, I think I used the word tizzy wrong, but still, I was just going insane.
Okay.
Yeah, don't.
You just lost your
That's
mind.
definitely not. That's not the right word. But still,
This
I was
explains
going
why you've been
insane,
so argumentative lately. You've just lost your mind,
dude.
I think.
Dude, fucking like, yeah,
You were arguing, was it you or Xavier last night that was, like, arguing with yourself? And then I
probably
was like,
me, man.
"Oh, oh, alright, that seems fun." No, I think it was Xavier, actually. I think it was about
Xavier
Kizuna.
also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that was true.
yeah.
He
It
was
was
like,
like,
"Fuck everybody who doesn't like Kazuna," and it's like we were like, "We
it's
all
like
like
there's only
Kazuna."
one person who, like, mildly dislikes Kizuna, like, and they're asleep. So,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
that did
3 in the
happen.
morning. So, you're fighting ghosts here, but, yeah. I don't know, you guys lost your mind lately.
Mm.
Um, I don't wanna comment on Momo versus Saya yet, because if it's still cold in, like, 2 weeks, we will tear it apart in our preview for the pay-per-view, but it doesn't look very likely that they're gonna heat it up because they kinda just didn't mention it until
You know, I
2 weeks ago, and they like had a mini stare off, and that was it. There's very little meat on the bone to Momo versus Saya right now, and they kind of I don't know if they're gonna do much to actually heat it up, but we gotta give them. They do have a Korakuen. We have to give them the Korakuen, at least
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I kind of, you're right. We can wait it out. I'll give him time. But I was kind of workshopping this like idea, uh, not even idea, but like a conspiracy theory that there is a mandate within the Pura world, uh, carried out by Bushiroad, that nobody is ever allowed to upstage Saya Kamatani. It's not. It's not eh, politically allowed, um, because
Okay.
there's no way. Like I don't know. Some of this stuff I was like, this is insane. This is ridiculous. Like how are we? Like I get Saya's a huge star and she's really cool, but there like why is Momo cowering? It feels like she's cowering. I know she's not. Like I know people will be like, well, actually, she's. It just all feels like we got to make Saya happy. Um,
Yeah,
which
possibly.
shit. I mean, I thought they were about to take the belt off of Shuri just so that Saya can
That was
win it
funny.
from
That was a funny
Mercedes
like
in Tokyo
few
Dome.
hours. Where I was like, that is your job, Siri, to some Mercedes Monet. It would
That
have
would
been
have been
very
really
funny.
funny, to be fair.
Yeah,
I
it would
wouldn't
have
have
been way
liked
more
it, but
funny
it
than
would
like the
have been really
third
funny.
Mina Monet match this year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay,
I don't know
not
what
to
we're
not
doing
to
here.
make this an AEW podcast, but that was fucking weird, right? Like,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
why was that the answer?
I have no idea. I don't know. They kind of suck.
They're setting up a Red
Anyway,
Velvet match.
I mean that would have been good like 3 years ago, but Red Velvet has had like so many injuries now. She's kind of not able to do any of her shit. So
Yeah.
whoops. Anyway, we'll get on to New Blood. We're going to review New Blood. Stomping presents New Blood 2025. This is on Friday, October 17th. They did 225 fans in the Azalea Taisho Hall. In the opener, Emma Maishima beat Kikyo Furusawa. We ran it back from 2 weeks ago. This time, Emma beat Kikyo in 7 minutes with a reverse Boston Crab. No, not a reverse Boston Crab, just a Boston Crab, essentially.
Yep.
Um, this was better than the last one because it was just Emma being her normal self instead of trying to do Kikyo stuff. But I find it really interesting that this wrestler has a submission finisher. Like you would think with how she wrestles, she would do a different move, but
Well,
for her to win with just a crab was kind of interesting.
it's a young lion thing, I think, more than a
Are we
finisher.
doing that now?
I
Are we
think
doing
so.
that in Stardom now?
Well,
For
no,
Young
but
Lions?
to be fair, no, people have been doing that for a long time. Ida used to win with the Boston Crab against
Right.
rookies,
I see.
and when she was, like she won with the Boston Crab against like Lady C and Rion, and like as people debuted, like
Hmm,
it's just kind of a Puro thing, a Japanese wrestling thing. We want the Boston
I
Crab
see.
sometimes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that was interesting to me, but yeah, it was a good match. Nice little opener.
yeah, I liked it.
We got on to May Sarah beating Yuki Mishiro in 8 minutes with a shooting star. This was changed last minute because Yuria Hime was injured. And they announced it like on the day of the show, maybe an hour before it started. So you could tell this was a thrown together match, but I thought they had a good little match. You know, it was a nice
Yeah.
taste of what a high speed title match between them could be. But obviously, they didn't have a lot of like intricate stuff planned out because they only had so long to put the match together.
Yeah, that was good. Um, Probably a bit weaker than you might expect from these two. Um, but not even. Like I think if you did this match a year ago today, it would have been like critically acclaimed because they were both at a much higher level a year ago today. I feel like they
Hmm.
both kind of taken their foot off the gas this year, for one reason or another. But I still thought it was very good. I liked it.
Yeah, can't go wrong with May Sarah or
Yeah,
Mashiro,
yeah.
but less so Mashiro. She's a bit hit or miss sometimes.
Like I said, I feel like this year's been a weird one for her. She was
Yeah,
like, "I love 01 specifically." It's like, okay, yeah, shit,
yeah.
go off.
Well,
I like Megumi Kudo too.
fun.
I get it.
Yeah, they gave her didn't she wrestling Sheeta there? Got Sheeta in for 0-1. So
I don't,
funny.
I don't follow Sheeta, man.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know what she, I don't
Um,
know what Sheeta's doing.
our next match was Rani Agami and Kyoka Kotatsu beating Fukigen Death and Chairman Ram.
Okay,
Rana actually beat Fukigen in 8.5 minutes with a Brazilian kick, which was very good. But
relatively speaking, I really like this match.
I feel like Rana was very good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like a particularly great or good match even,
No.
but I felt like everything clicked much better than you would expect from a match with, fly-in Ram Kai Chao and Kyoko Kitatsu,
Hmm.
or Kai Cho, Kai Chao. Uh, she's
Told you guys, he's lost
yeah,
it.
a little bit. I really liked what we got here. I thought that Ram and Kotatsu was actually a lot of fun. I liked what Kotatsu was able to do as like a straight man type of gimmick.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not selling for your imaginary fucking I'm not doing that. Stop, I'll kick you. And she kicked her. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, yeah, sure. That's cool. Like, because Ron is selling for it. The ref's selling for it. And Kyoko's
Mhm.
like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like I love when it like when comedy works so straight up with the with a straight man in a world that doesn't make sense around him. And I thought that was kind of where we put Kotatsu here because
Yeah.
Rana has had to deal with so much bullshit that she's kind of, I mean, she's a bear half the time, like it's
Yeah,
just
she
like,
did catch the wave. She's seen some shit,
yeah, like
Anna's been there.
Rana is very ingrained into just the bullshit of
Mhm.
wrestling, like just like the slapstick. And Kotatsu's like, no, fuck y'all. I'm not doing that. And I think that worked, especially when nothing else has worked for Kyoko Kotatsu. Like I thought that working was like really cool to see because I was like, you know what, this like yeah, like you and she did well. Like all of her wrestling, all the actual wrestling, she also did well. So I like this one. And then yeah, Rana took it home. Was really good in it. Uh,
Yeah, her Brazilian kick looked good.
yeah, I think Rana and Kotatsu could be a good team. Um,
Yeah, we said that
Generally,
about a lot of Rana teams, and then she just like gets dropped. So, uh,
yeah, Rana never does anything actually.
yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah, but yeah, Rana and Kotatsu, I think that brought the best out of both of them
Yeah.
for the most part. It made Rana look just stronger, like the
Mm.
steady hand of the tag team, but also Kotatsu got to get her shit in and be a bit more of the like hard ass against two comedy wrestlers. Like I thought it all worked quite well.
All right. We then had Rini Yamashita beat Akira Kurgane in 14 minutes with a lariat. Definitely suffered from the runtime because I think they had a very good idea, but then just had to keep beating down Akira consistently.
Yeah,
And by the time she like powered up and started hitting moves, she'd just been getting slaughtered for like 6 minutes. Um, so I liked what Rini Yamashita was doing. I like it. This is the version of Rini Yamashita that I'm really into. But I just feel like they went way too long with a very simple idea of testing Akira and seeing how whether she can hang. And obviously she can't. And you have to get to the whole spot eventually. But I do think they just waited a little bit too long. Like 14 minutes is just a little bit much for this idea.
Yeah, no, I get it. I didn't really mind the runtime as much, but also I wasn't like super locked into this match, because I was like, oh yeah, Rena's doing cool shit. Yeah, Rena's doing cool shit.
Yeah.
I would kind of like check my phone. It's like, oh, Rena's still beating her up, cool. And then so I think it kind of went by a bit quicker for me, just from being a bit more passively watching it because yeah, I thought it was a fun match. I really liked Akira's comeback. As
Mhm.
I'm I was briefly not on the Akira bandwagon,
Well,
but
welcome
I'm
back.
back there.
Welcome back.
I'm back
Hell yeah.
there. Um,
She gets it.
I
She
mean,
does have a good vibe.
she's doing her best leading this group, man. Um, like
Yeah.
she just like
The
that she just kind
glue
of
of
inherited it.
Vida Loca.
Yeah, she's trying her best, and I respect it. I think she's figured it out a lot more than she was this past summer. Um, and yeah, I like the match in general. I liked the dynamic. I felt like they really clicked
Mm.
together too, like just generally.
I think Rina Master's just that
Rina
good.
Yamashita is just awesome.
Yeah,
That
she's
is
great.
a good point.
Um, let's see. We then get on to our main event. Sayaka Kara, Yuna Mizumori, and Aya Sakura beat Hanako, Wakasuyama, and Rian. Kurara pinned Waka in just under 17 minutes with a Tokimeki spear.
Yeah,
This ended up being way better than I thought. I think Aya and
yeah,
Hanako looked fantastic. This is some of the best stuff Hanako has been
shocking.
doing. It's some of
Yeah.
the best stuff Aya's been involved in since the Chi Chi thing ended because she's
Mm,
kind of just been at a loose end for a while. Rian and Unimon is a really fun pairing. I want to see more of that. They're both kind of just very agile and they just do some really fun, well paced stuff. Just like way over delivered on what I was expecting. And then I think Aya and Hanako are kind of a big part of that because they were just fantastic.
yeah, no, I thought the match just really blended well. It just all came together really well. I liked what I saw, like I said earlier, mainly from Sakura and Aya Sakura, just on offense. But
Mhm.
like you said, Aya and Hanako worked well together. I thought Rian got her stuff in there, uh, and Waka held her own too. Yuna as well. I feel like Yuna was kind of the odd man out, obviously here, but I still thought that everybody did well. Oh, yeah, a lot better than I thought it would be. I quite enjoyed it. It was a fun way to end off the good card ultimately. Like I thought it had the entire card had a very high floor, which is all you can
Yeah.
really ask for from a new blood. Uh, even if it came at a very uninteresting card generally, because the only outsider truly was Ram and and Yuki Michio. Yuki Michio was more of an outsider,
Yeah.
but it felt a bit more stripped down. It wasn't particularly like intriguing on paper, like I said. So this ended off a solid show on a high note because I thought the match
Yeah.
was really good.
Okay. We then got on to the chaos that was Starlight Kid's 10th anniversary debut show, Kichan Family in Danger. Um, I like this. This ended up airing on YouTube for free as well. If you haven't seen it or you don't know where to watch it, it went up for free. There was a big global internet crash that caused their pay per view thing to go down, so they had to
Mhm.
put it up for free. And we started with Starlight Kid beating Starlight Yuiga and Shin Starlight Kid. Um, this was Sakura Hirota and somebody called Yuiga, who has apparently been around for like 20 years, just
Yeah, I had no
working
idea who that was.
everywhere.
At first, I
Really,
was like, "Is that Yuna Manase?" And I was like, "That's definitely not Yuna Manase."
yeah,
And I was just like, "Yeah, it's somebody." Oh,
on comedy. Sakura
yeah.
Hirota, incredible comedy genius. Her back for her
Cosplay was great.
moonsault thing, having to get the rookies in to do the Kokeshi
Which
thing.
we haven't brought up. Our both of
Mhm.
our rookies are seconding again. They're
Yep,
healthy enough.
anime season is upon us soon. We hope.
Matoya season is really about to come into swing, but yeah.
No, I don't
Um,
think so.
I do. Yeah, no, I thought that it was I was kind of like lost at points, and then Starlight Kid came out and won. I was like, okay, shouts out the master politicker over here. Uh, yeah, I was confused, but I was like, shit, it's Sakura Hirota. We got the rookies involved. It was a fun little thing.
You know, what I really liked was Hirota doing her own spin on her bits. She
Mm.
usually messes up the suicide dive. That's her thing. Like she'll go for the suicide dive and get caught on the ropes every time. So her hitting it was like, oh shit, she hit the dive and then she messed up the moonsault instead. And you're just like, this is why nobody is ever going to be Hirota. She's so ahead of the game, always thinking and evolving. Such a comedy genius. A very nice way to start the show. It was just very, very fun.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see much of the show then after that, so you'll have to take the lead here.
Mm.
We had a transgenerational six-man tag match. Riho, Chairman Ram, and Rina beat Hina, Emi Sakura, and Yuna Mizumori. Riho pinned Unimon in 9.5 minutes with a twirling ribbon. How was this?
It was dope. Emi
Okay.
Sakura fucking hates Unimizumori. That was one of the through lines. Is at certain points she would just be like, "I'ma jump you, bro. I don't care if we're teaming up. I'm just gonna beat your ass." She just did. I thought that was great. The team of Ram, Riho, and Rina kind of like clicks shockingly well, just from a vibe standpoint. I quite liked it, but the real like highlight of this match was Emmy and Hina doing bits
Mhm.
together and just being really good wrestlers. Shocker, I know.
Oh,
Uh, I I love them together. They did their little tea time gimmick spot, and I loved it. Give it, give me that in tag league. Give them the tag belts. Have them win the chocolate bar belts in Choco Pro if we need to. Put them in the AEW tag team tournament. I don't care. Just give me more of
don't put them
that.
in the AW tournament.
Okay, you're a fucking fed, and it's okay, but we can move on. Um, just
You
just
want Hina
do
taken?
anything. Uh, I don't care. Like, I mean, that would be like, it's Hina. Like, if she
All
wants
right,
to go to
you are not
America, that would be
here for the
funny.
cause. You are not here for the cause. I get it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't really like, do you really think she's ever gonna do get booked
I
better than
don't
either of her
know.
sisters? Like,
I don't.
maybe one of them needs to go to America. I wouldn't say it was Hina, but who knows?
Okay, all right. Just
Uh,
continue on.
moving on. I thought that them together was awesome. It was a lot of fun. They worked off each other super well. One bit that you would like was Emmy and Ram were kind of like sparring off, like back and forth, and Ram started just yelling, and she's like, Sakura, no, Motokawa, and then Emmy just beat the fuck out of her. She's like, don't fucking call me that.
That's incredible.
I was like, that's a deep cut. Not really, because she was Motokawa for like 6 years, but still deep cut. Uh, and yeah, I thought the match was a lot of fun, even if like it wasn't like much ultimately. Like it was pretty straightforward, but it was nice seeing Riho mixed up with Hina and Unimon, which isn't particularly. It's nice seeing Riho mix it up with people, frankly, like
Yeah,
mix it up
yeah, it's
in
good
the
to see
ring,
Rio
wrestle.
exist.
Same with Emmy, and I thought that everything kind of was cool to watch generally.
Okay.
I'm more
Um,
of a coffee guy myself, but like I said, tea time. Let's bring it back.
okay. We then had the SLK Selection Rumble, where only those who are invited. Oh, where we only invited those we wanted to invite. Saida won this. It involved Tomoki Inaba, Azusa Inaba, Hiroya Matsumoto, Tani Mouse, Yoshiko Tamura, DJ Nira, Momoe Nakanishi, and the return of Jungle Kiona.
Wait a
I
fucking
did get to
second.
see this, but
I just realized that DJ Nero was in this. Wasn't he in like the
yeah,
worst match of all time?
I don't know. I mean, look, based on his gimmick here, yes, I could believe that.
Hold on, I'm trying to let me see. Let me I think he was. It was
You're gonna
him
have to
versus
provide
Kazuki
context. 'Cause
in
oh,
JD,
oh no.
and she just stomped on his dick for like 10 minutes.
Right.
Or no,
Okay.
it was 5 minutes. It was exactly 5 minutes of Kazuki stomping on DJ Nero's dick, and it was not good.
Okay.
We reviewed it for No Limit with widescreen.
Yeah. Okay.
Terrible. Go on.
All right. Well, this was pretty fun. They got a lot of like the hey, look at these people doing stuff bits in. Like I really liked Yoshiko Tamura and Saida doing chops. I
Mhm.
liked Toraya Matsumoto and Saida doing chops. I thought the final stretch with like Momoe getting to mix it up with the Inabas was cool. Jungle Kiona got a really nice reaction and got to mix it up with Jan a little bit. Like there was lots of like
Team
nostalgia
Jungle
based
lore.
stuff here. Yeah, it was really fun. Lots of stuff aimed at us and our fandom, basically. Yeah, it was just such a like, this is what battle royals are meant to be. Just pop
Yeah,
everybody, do your bits, get nostalgia. It was good fun.
yeah, it was cool. I eh, smart to start off with the Inubas like doing good stuff and then kind of
Yeah,
just derailing it in a
yeah.
fun little way.
Slowly, like get a bit more crazy.
Yeah, and like you said, I felt like the highlight was Team Jungle, getting reunion spots with Hiroyo, Jungle, and Ida. Even though Ida and Matsumoto were never in the group at the same
Yeah,
time.
it had changed to Jan by then.
Yeah, but I liked it a lot, and we also got Jungle Kiona's last exhibition match announced out of
Yeah,
this,
she's gonna face Sai
which I
Ida.
was shocked about. I thought that it was a Marigold show that she was doing her last exhibition for
Mm.
in Nagoya, but it turns out that she's doing like a fan event slash show, which it's just
Oh,
like a
right.
one match show fan event in Nagoya. Like it's just her
Right.
versus Ida, and it'll be a 5 minute time limit probably, along with like a fan event, and it's all self produced from Jungle. So yeah, I'm excited. Like as much as it like leaves me with like questions over the whole Marigold of it all. I am very happy that like the one match I really wanted, well, one of two matches I really wanted to see from Joan Kiona that are locked because she seemingly was a Marigold wrestler or Marigold affiliated. I'm getting to see one of them because the only other one is
Mhm.
is Nasco, obviously. Uh, I'm good on the Konami one, even though that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Uh, so like I'm happy I'm getting at least the one that I want to see, and we'll see how that kind of plays out because I am interested to see what she does beyond that. Like, is she
Yeah,
is
for
she still
sure.
going to be kind of you know closer aligned with Marigold? It seems like she would be, considering she's close with Rossi and Mayu and Utami still. Like it
Mhm.
wouldn't surprise me if this was kind of and she said this is gonna be her last exhibition before she like returns to actually trying to wrestle. So we'll see how that goes against Ida
Yeah.
next month. But I was happy to see what we got here from Team Jungle, even if it was in a limited
Mm.
capacity. And I was happy to see Ida win, as
This
I
is,
always am.
um this is a rematch of Ida's debut, isn't it? She debuted against Kiona.
No,
Did she?
Ida debuted
No?
against Natsuko.
Cora? Oh, right. I knew it was somebody in Jan because I was like,
Yep.
well, she's just gonna join Jan. She's like the most Jan wrestler, and yeah, she joined
She
straight
did.
away. Okay, all
She
right.
did.
I was mistaken.
But her and Kiona were together because they reunited in Stars right before Keona
Mhm.
got hurt and left. So that's kind of like a big part of it was that the last image of Jungle Kiona in Stardom was Saida carrying her out on her shoulders.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. Our next match was Neo Genesis versus Neo Ladies. Mei Sarah and Miyu Masaki beat Yuki Miyazaki and Mima Shimoda. Sarah pinned Miyazaki in 10 minutes with a reverse shooting star because Miyazaki is retiring in just over 2 months. How was this? I've seen a clip that looked kind of funny, but that was about it.
yeah, that was yeah. Um,
Was it?
yeah, it was funny. Like there were funny bits. I thought a lot of it was pretty funny. If you like Yuki Miyazaki bits, then you'll appreciate this. I like Yuki Miyazaki quite a lot. I did like Yuki Miyazaki's does the pervert humor uh
Hmm.
stuff, and I think she does it pretty well. But it was kind of funny because she would do like the expose spot where she does the legs out thing,
Hmm.
and then Mima Shimoda would come in and try to use a chair, and Miyazaki would stop her. She'd be like, I'm okay with assault, but trying to kill him is not okay. I was like, what are you talking? What is happening here? Like,
Yeah.
like what? This is insane. But I liked it. I thought it was funny. May Sarah, after the fact, kept saying after the expose spot, kept saying, well, I guess I can't get married now. Like she just kept saying that. I was like, that's
That's weird.
okay. It's a weird way to put it, but yeah, it was a funny little match, if not a bit much sometimes.
Well, that's Yuki Miyazaki for you.
Yeah,
Which
if
kind
if,
of,
if like Yuki Miyazaki has like three modes. Like she
mm,
has like pervert comedy mode.
yeah.
She has like main event mode, which is shockingly good, and she has hardcore mode, which is fucking awesome. It's her best stuff by far.
Well, she was an
And
FMW wrestler. I
yeah,
hope
but
so.
this was very heavily the pervert comedy stuff. So
Hmm.
like you didn't really get much like good stuff out of her per se. If you're looking for that, like if you're looking for some fun Miyazaki, it was mostly just her relying on that. But it was fine.
Okay. Um, our next match was 10th anniversary debut and the Stardom 7th generation three-way battle. I don't really get it. But Miki
Uh,
Iwata and Shiharu Hashimoto beat Natsupoi and Soriano and the team of Konami and Rocca in 12 minutes.
did all of these
Um,
people debut in? No, Ruak was after that. It
yeah, I
sounds like
don't
it would be
know.
like oh, they all debuted in 2015 or 2016 or whatever, but that's just not true
That's
because Ruak.
accurate for like four of them, I think, but I don't know
Yeah,
about Konami. Maybe it is. Maybe it's,
Konami's 2014, I think.
yeah, that's why it's seven generation is
It
thrown in
don't
there.
matter.
Either way, yeah, it doesn't. What was the match like? How
Match
was the match?
match was good. Oh, Konami
Yeah.
was 2015.
All
So
right. Okay.
if this is all for I think it's like everybody who debuted in like roughly 2015, and then Ruak is the seventh generation uh insert for Starlight Kid,
Okay.
which is kind of funny. She just won Ruak on the card somehow. Yeah, match was good. Uh, Natsupoi didn't do like anything except for lose. It's kind of
Okay.
crazy. Like she got pinned by Miku Iwata, and that was it. Like it
Mhm.
felt like it was very much like Suriano and Mika doing their stuff, uh, Hash and Ruaka doing their stuff, Konami mixing it up with Mika and Ano. I almost called her Aono, and Ano, and then Natsupoi came in to lose. Like that's what it felt like ultimately.
Right.
But I thought it was still quite fun. There was some good stuff,
Okay. It's good.
and Hate looked
Um.
strong coming out of it, of course, because they had to. They jumped everybody and
Well,
stood
yeah,
tall.
has to happen. Um. We then had the main event: Kyoko Inoue, Jun Kasai, and Shingo Takagi beat Starlight Kid, El Desperado, Dragon Kid, and Mima Shimoda. Kyoko pinned Starlight Kid somehow in 24 minutes.
They kind of hit like a
Oh,
finisher rush on Kid, so it made
all
sense.
right. Okay.
Um, yeah, it was fun. It would have been better if it was like anybody except for Kyoko Inoue. Honestly,
Hmm. Hmm.
she really like the intergender stuff was a ton of fun. Like June Kasai mixing up with Starlight Kid was awesome. That's such a
Hmm.
cool dynamic. Even El Desperado and Kyoko Noe was like interesting, but really sub out Kyoko Noe is pretty much anybody. I think this match would have been legitimately great. As well as a few things that kind of were limited, like Jun Kasai wanted to get Starlight Kid with the skewers. I texted you when I watched this. I was like, if Jun Kasai actually stuck skewers in Starlight Kid's head, this would be like my match of the year because that would have been the coolest thing I've like because that's not a thing that happens. And of course, it's not.
No.
It didn't happen. So shocker, but that would have been so cool. He ended up getting them stuck in his own head. Shocker again. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. El Desperado and Dragon Kid were great at like propping up Starlight Kid and also great at just like carrying the match out. Ultimately, there was one fun spot where Shingo and Kasai just like stole Dragon Kid and El Desperado's masks and just kind of like tossed them in the air or whatever. And then they both found each other's masks, put them on, then just looked at each other and they were like, "Wait a fucking minute, nah, this ain't right. This ain't." They both had to like scurry out of the ring to get their masks back in order. I thought that was a funny little spot, but yeah, I thought that the highlights were definitely the intriguing aspects of getting to see kind of Starlight Kid mixed up with Shingo and Jukasai more than anything. But yeah,
Okay.
also cool to see Dragon Kid and Shingo together again. They, obviously had a ton of history, and Despe and June. Like I thought the match, like the men in this match were the perfect selections ultimately. Maybe not Shingo because he's Shingo and he likes to take nights off, but still, I think the four men in the match were great choices. But man, if they got Jungle Kiona, they could have just gotten fucking Nozaki. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Nozaki would have been a much
Mm,
better uh placement there, or anybody really ultimately.
yeah.
I
Um,
just, I just think Kyoka kind of brought it down a bit. She just wasn't really.
yeah. Well, we are like the leading anti Kyoko people,
Yeah,
so that's
especially
makes
modern
sense.
Kyoka, because I will defend some of her stuff uh when she was like more of a rookie. Like her first few years, I liked some of her stuff in like the early '90s, but by the mid '90s, she wasn't good, and she hasn't really been good since. And she's worse
Yes.
now,
Yes.
so like a lot worse now. So it's just rough.
Um, but that was the show. Nice little
Yeah.
celebration of Starlight Kid.
Mhm.
Fun times. We do have just the one show to preview. Kind of. There's only two matches for it. At least as far as I can tell. Yeah, they're in Fuji and then thing. Um, so they run Korakuen on the 25th. No, on the 27th. This is a Stardom nighter, so it's one of the later shows. Probably going to be a bit shorter. We have two matches announced. The first is a high speed title match. Mei Seira defends against Waka Tsukiyama, which I think is just a defense for Sarah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Um, I think Hazuki kind of challenged in the backstage comment thing, so I think they would best off just doing that instead of change to Waka. But you know, uh, maybe they'll just do it. Who knows? It would make more sense though to stick with Mei Seira for now. Um, the other match, then, this is a much better match. It's nice that we're like leaning on the BMI team like this because they defend the Goddess titles against Rini Yamashita and Itsuki Aoki. And you
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna say that should just be really fun. Those
Yeah.
are
I hope so.
some really fun teams. Rini Yamashita's been on her shit in Stardom. Could definitely have some fun stuff with either Rocca or Tora, really. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like
I
whoever Aoki goes up against, she'll do well with. Like she's kind of
Yes.
adaptable like that.
I think it'll be interesting to see who wins because like did you watch the Oz match, right?
Yes.
I did not. Um I wouldn't be surprised if like Ruaka won and then her and Ano ran a gimmick. Like if they wanna, but then again, Oz doesn't really have anything coming up. So
No, yeah, this would have been the time, unless they wait for like Korakuen towards the end of the year.
yeah, so probably just not to go over at Tsukiyoki, but Ruaka and Ano feels like a match that they should run for the Oz belt. So if they want to put if they want to put Ruaka over somebody who is a stalwart in Oz, having her beat Aoki here would make sense. Unless they just fucking win. Unless Mi Vita Loca just takes the belts. That would be fucking cool. Low key. It would also open up Tag League a lot. But, I have my doubts that that will happen.
Yeah, and that's that. I'm sure they will announce much more kind of
Do
in the
we
days
get a
before the show.
preview tag between Momo and Saya? Like, is there,
Yes.
or do they tag together?
No, I think they'll do it.
See, because we might just get another six man with them tagging together, and then after the match, kind of making googly eyes at each other and walking away. But we'll see.
No, I think there's just enough hate members for a 3-on-3 with them too, and you can put it as the opener because they give those away for free.
What match would you make?
Mm. Momo, Konami, Bukigan versus Saya, Rina, and Azusa,
That could work.
maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that everybody? Like that is everybody. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like I'm missing someone, but the two are here.
Yeah, yeah, they're in the
Yeah.
main event, so probably not. All right. But yeah, they'll announce the rest of the card later. And we'll just miss out on it. But we've kind of become used to that because they don't really vibe with our schedule. And that's the only show to
Not
preview.
even that, they don't vibe with nobody's schedule, bro. Like,
That's true.
that card won't come out until, like, the 24th. Like, what are we supposed to do?
I know. Um, but yeah, because they have a Fuji show as well that I don't think they've announced much for, so they're gonna have to do those too. But we'll be back next week anyway to review the Korakuen because it's the day before we no actually because we're doing late next week, so I don't actually know what we're gonna do. We might not get to preview the New Blood show on the 30th because we might have to upload a little bit later, but we'll tell you more about that after. Um, that's all for Stardom. I think we're done on Stardom.
That it is.
We can get on to Marigold, who I don't think had any news this week. They've just kind of been very quiet. Um, you
Uh,
know,
yeah.
didn't they weren't even involved in Monday Magic or the Friday Gotcha thing because well, I don't
Well,
think the
gotcha
Friday
didn't
Gotcha thing
happen.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
they took a week off.
yeah, so it was just the Monday Magic, but they only did one women's match on that. So you know, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying to multitask because you guys
I'm
can
trying to
probably.
no, I'm trying to remember, like, if anything happened to Marigold, like, outside of the house
I
shows,
don't
but I
think
don't
so.
think
It's
anything did.
been very quiet. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But we will start with reviews. There were 3 shows this past week, but only 2 have gone up because they were kind of touring the Barca nowhere. We started on the
South?
17th. Yeah, we
Did
started on
you
the
say the
17th
South?
in
Go on.
Shikujo City. They did 332 fans here
Shikujo.
for Seri Yamioka's homecoming show. He opened with Komo Manami beating Nagisa Tachibana in 8 minutes. This is a very
Good.
fun opener. A lot of
Yeah.
energy to it. A
Mhm.
lot better than you'd expect.
No, I expected it to be good. They're good wrestlers, Alex.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
they ruled. It was a lot of
you
fun.
gotta give me
Quick.
this. It is an opener in the middle of nowhere. Like you cannot
Yeah, but
say
it's
you were.
Komomo and Tachibana specifically. I feel like that's bread and butter at this point. I say that. I know they had another singles match relatively recently,
Mm.
uh, versus Nagisa. Oh, I spelled Komomo wrong. Versus Nagisa. When's the last time? Yeah, they just had one at the beginning of September. Also
Oh,
very
right.
good. That match was actually better in Shinjuku Face. Yeah,
Okay.
that was good.
Um,
Yeah, they're just good together.
yeah, no, I mean they fit well together. I think they're both quite athletic, so their matches are just well
Yes.
paced, and they can just get on with it. Yeah, energetic opener. Darkness Revolution then. Chiaki and Misa Matsui beat Megaton and now Ishikawa in 7 minutes. This was
How
fine.
Ishikawa fucking jumped Megaton.
She did.
Bro,
I like the
they
now and Misa stuff that they did like, briefly. I thought that was
yeah,
good.
I feel like okay, this is an instance where I'm gonna be a little bit of an anti for Marigold. I feel like they don't really do enough here because I feel like now Ishikawa wants to turn heel. Like that's the vibe I get from just her character and just how she's been kind of like acting in and out of the ring. But I feel like they don't want to turn her heel, and so she's just kind of like being an asshole.
Can I be cynical?
Go ahead.
I think she's desperate to just do anything,
Yeah.
and she is
No, I think
trying to
that's
make it
yeah.
happen, and they're just not running with it. And that's my perspective on it.
Because
She's
even
just she just needs something.
oh, I could have swore Misa Matsui posted something. Um, it might have been on her Twitter, but yeah, because like there was like a picture of Misa Matsui just kind of like watching now just be an asshole. Like it was like a spot in the match, and like I
Yeah.
just and her beating a Megaton, it feels like they want to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
no, I
or
mean, I
not
feel like
they,
Now
that
has been
she
trying to
wants to
shoot
do
her on
something.
angles for a little bit. So she did the hummingbird comment a while ago.
Yeah,
Then there was the Komomo thing, the 50, or no, the Tachibana 50-50, and you know, she's been trying. in fairness to her, but in the ring, I quite liked her and Misa Matsui towards the end of this. I thought that was
mm,
like the real highlight because the rest of it was just kind of like Darkest Revolution been very much of a slog on these shows, and I feel like you kind of have to impress with Misa if you're gonna get anything going.
Yeah, I
So
mean, like, I think they haven't been put into positions to succeed particularly much.
no, they're like second or third from the bottom basically the entire tour.
Yeah. So like I think that's ultimately it. What's
I
wrong,
need
Molly?
Nagisa.
Yeah, they do. I miss Nozaki. It feels like it's been a minute. I know it hasn't, but you know,
Yeah. Well, that was that match. We then had this is incorrect. It says Kazuna beat Rhea, but Rhea
that didn't happen.
beat Kazuna. So I doubt this was
With
6 minutes.
tactics.
Yes. Well, see, I watched this match and I knew you would enjoy it because I feel
Yes.
like they did kind of go submission for submission in a very interesting way. And then as soon as Kazuna lost her boot and her kick pad, I was like, oh, they're gonna do a, like a leg submission finish, and they did. They did the Rhea Seto, did the House of Pain on the exposed leg, and she won. So I thought it was very interesting, well paced, in kind of a way that you would enjoy.
Yeah, no, I think Reyes Sato Reyes Sato's a very you said I was going to go 15. I don't plan on going 15, but I do have something to say. I feel like Reyes Sato is a wrestler that you can't put on autopilot. And that be like I think that has been her struggle, uh, especially I was about to call it House of Torture in Darkness Revolution. I think putting her on autopilot as a heel, like just a resting heart rate type of heel, really takes away from her because she's at her best when like her matches are incredibly detailed with like I said, like her tactics, quote unquote. And I felt like this was one of those matches where you got to see that because it did feel like Rey Sato went in there with a mission, with a goal, with ideas of how to win the match. And her and Kazuna kind of had that chess match, and it worked incredibly well for me. I really liked when Rey Sato was like got her in a leg lock and just was like untying her boots and just like ripping at her boots and took her boot off. And Kazuna kept wrestling, and it was really cool. I felt like Kazuna like was really selling. I feel like Kazuna was really selling that she was trying her best without a fucking shoe on. And I thought that was really funny, but I also thought it was just a
I
good
think
match in general.
wrestling entertains me in that these like we see the boots, they are so thin, and I meant to believe this thin piece of fabric was holding her up the entire time. Like that is the difference between victory and defeat. Is this tiny little boot?
Well, see, like I do think that there's something very interesting about wrestling logic because theoretically, like so many instances have uh, made it seem like taking your boot off would be for your best interest. Like there are so many instances where it's like people will unveil the knee or unveil the take their boot off and their kick is more powerful because it's their shin and all that stuff. And that wasn't the case here. Like it was the inverse because that
Mm.
fit the narrative of the match. But I feel like they made that the reality of this match incredibly well. I was able to suspend my disbelief and kind of be like, yeah, I mean, she's kind of just like off because she doesn't have a fucking shoe. So she like she hits a big knee, she hits a big kick. Those are really cool because it's like, wow, she can do that even without her fucking shoe on. But ultimately, because you could just like kind of fucking bend the ankle a bit harder and just like it like it makes sense why that would be a impairment for Kizuna and why it led to the finish for Rhea. I will say it's interesting Kizuna lost this. I mean Kizuna has the singles match on
They don't
Ryogoku.
care. They do
I
not give
know,
a damn about
but
that girl. It is
but
hilarious.
I was like, huh, that's a choice
Yeah,
overall. I mean, it's not a bad one necessarily, but it's an interesting one for sure.
yeah. It was a protected loss, in fairness. Unlike one of the other ones that we're going to talk about. Um,
Here,
So our next match was Coco making her Marigold debut to team with Miku Aono, beating Chikagoto and Hummingbird. In the process, Iono pinned Hummingbird in 12 and a half minutes. This was a very impressive, Coco performance. Her and Hummingbird had the kind of expected lucha sequences down. You know, they did the arm drags, they did the rope running. There was some interesting like fake technical stuff, I like to call it, where they like grab each other's hands and it's like, yeah, we're technical, and then they just do high speed stuff. Um, but it was like a really interesting exchange. I don't think there's anybody in Marigold who can do what Coco is doing, and I feel like Hummingbird is her best opponent to mix together the styles. And so, I don't think Coco is perfect. Towards the end of the match, when things weren't lined up perfectly, you could sense that she needs everything to go perfectly, or she's a bit thrown off.
Mm.
But like just that opening exchange with Hummingbird, if they don't overdo it, that could become a real like throw them together when you need a hot match type thing. It's very early Azumi Kid where they just work so seamlessly together, unlike anybody else on the card. That is really interesting, but you also have to not overdo it because they did that with Kid and Azumi, and they eventually kind of became it kind of had like diminishing returns by the end.
Yeah.
So hopefully Coco and Hummingbird don't just do this on every single show ever and then have
Well,
to like go over the top with it. Because if they just do it every now and again when they need an injection of energy, I think it could be very well used for both of them.
unfortunately for you, literally every match Coco is and has been booked in has been against Hummingbird. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I agree. I thought that her and Coco and Hummingbird did very well together. I liked what we got elsewhere as well. Miku Aono did well against Hummingbird and Shikiguro as well. I keep saying as
Hmm.
well, but that it also happened. And yeah, I thought the match was fun overall.
Okay.
Not like anything like blow away, but obviously Coco is someone with immense potential.
Yeah.
Rossi said it that she'll always have a home in Marigold because she's fucking sick as hell. Word for word. That was a quote.
Yeah. Pretty
She is
much.
sick
Yeah.
as hell. Uh, but yeah, so I expect her to be around moving forward. I mean, she's still 15. She lives pretty far out. I don't expect her to be signing full time or even signing at all for a while. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we were heading, was Coco
Oh
being a
yeah, for
Marigold
sure.
member.
She will be there eventually. Um, let's see. Our main event then was Mai Sakurai, Seri Amioka, and Shinno beating Utami Hayashishita, Victoria Yuzuki, and Yuka Yamazaki in 13 minutes. This is a very good tag. Seri had some really fun stuff in there with her ops. I love her springboard drop kick. It is very mesmerizing. Like the arc she gets on that jump is incredible. Shino, great as always. Like this was just a lot of really good wrestlers having a very good match.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I really loved the fan service early on of Yuzuki dragging Sari all across the arena so she can see all of her friends and her family, and her family and friends could watch her get beat up close, and getting kicked down the stairs. I felt like it was a fun little touch early in the match, and then the match picked up and it was good, and they all wrestled out of their minds. Yuka and Sari especially great together. Really liked it in general. I thought it
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. Great way to end the night because it was a good time.
All right. On the 18th of October, then we were in the Acros Fukuoka for Komomo Minami's homecoming show. This did 405 fans, uh, a bit more than series. We opened with Rei Seto beating Megaton in just under 6 minutes. They're a lot better than their first match. Their first match was so bad, but I feel like their last few haven't been too bad. It still wasn't good. Rhea trying to do like roll through into arm bars with Megaton. I'm not sure I see the point. But I did like Megaton submitting before Rhea put her finisher in properly. She was like grabbing and pulling the arm towards where it would be, and Megaton was like, "I give up. I don't want to do that." So that was funny. Always like Megaton being funny. Also, her trying to do the splash off the top rope and taking so long. Rhea stood up and she, "No, you have to lie down for me to do this. Like you can't stand up." So yeah, Megaton as always, very funny.
Yeah, she's hot take. Megaton is comedy.
Yes, very good. Do you have anything on that one?
No.
No. Okay. Chiaki and Misa Matsuri beat Nagisa Tachibana and Shinno in 9.5 minutes. Tachibana took the fall for her team in this one,
Yep.
so they are already going out of their way to protect Shinno.
As they should.
Not that we didn't already know they like her, but I do think with Rossi, when he protects somebody that new, you're like, oh, okay, he's really into them. Um, so Shinno UN champ by the time she's 19, probably. Yeah, the match was cool. Nisa and Chiaki
Yeah.
have kind of hit their groove. They're doing what they're doing, and
I know.
Shinno had some good moments, but.
This morning you were saying that like you felt Misa and Chiaki weren't like operating out of their minds. I thought this was cool. Like I thought they worked well. Again, it's second match of the show. It didn't really feel particularly important, but
Mm.
damn, big burst of wind outside my window. But I felt like they did good enough to where it's like, yeah, it was fitting of the match. Obviously, all four of them are pretty good at wrestling, so I thought it clicked well enough, even if it wasn't anything like to write home about.
Okay. Chikagoto beat Kizuna Tanaka in 6 minutes. It's fine to good.
Full
Kazuna's like
full
way of wrestling doesn't work with Goto as much.
full disclosure, I have not watched from this point on because it just released a few hours ago,
Yeah,
so I didn't
yeah,
get to watch
that's
this match
fair.
or the rest of the card, unfortunately.
It's hard to give a shit about this. No offense to either of them, but like we're in Fukuoka.
They've
It's a
also ran
random
this
singles
like
match.
a handful of times already
Yeah,
this
I'm pretty
year.
sure they just did it in the
It was in the
GP.
GP.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they ran it at least once or twice
Mhm.
elsewhere.
It's a
Uh,
weird stylistic match because they're both like baby
yeah,
faces. You got to have somebody not baby face in there, but I don't know. But yeah, it was goodish. Good time.
I know. I
Um,
feel like should we've talked about Chikagoto's identity as a what's a as a giant. Do you think she should like develop more classical giant skills
yes,
so that
I love giants.
yeah, I know you
So
like giant.
yes,
She could.
she should
Oh
spend this
yes,
entire. She should have spent this entire match trying to choke slam Kazuna through the floor, and Kazuna was like doing arm bars or something. That would have been cool. But
yeah. I feel like that's probably something you will want her to learn because I think we've talked about this plenty, but Chikagoto has a very interesting way of being a giant in that she's more of
mm,
a tank than she is like a dominating force. But I feel like there should be some level of inherent dominance she has against wrestlers like Kazuna that
yeah,
I don't think she's been able to tap into yet. But maybe that's
no,
just
she
something that
shows a
comes a
mean
little later
lariat
down the
every
line.
now and again, but she's got to do it
Yeah,
a bit more.
yeah. Also, I was wrong. This is their second match after
All
the
right, okay.
the tournament, which also was a match that happened.
Yes. We had Mai Sakurai and Seri Yamaoka beat Victoria Yuzuki and Yuki Yamazaki in 11.5 minutes. This was probably the best Mai Yuzuki preview yet, but the crowd
Which is
was
crazy
dead.
because you've been saying that about every single Mayu
No, this
Yuzuki
like
Yuzuki
Yuzuki
stage.
rushed her during the entrances and everything and was like beating her ass before she even stepped out of the curtains. It was nuts. Um, and then the crowd just died. Like I've never heard a less responsive crowd to like my Sakurai dumping somebody with a suplex. It was insane. And Seri and Yuka, they did their stuff as well, but the main stuff was Yuzuki and Mai. But the crowd took what could have been a great tag and just made it kind of good because it was like they did the finish and nobody gave a shit. Like my Sakurai tapped out Yuka, and everybody was like, okay, sure. So yeah, quite painful, but I blame the people of Fukuoka for that one. Um, then at our main event, Koko Komomanami and Miku Aono beating Hummingbird, Nao Ishikawa, and Utami Hayashishita in 17.5 minutes. The crowd was getting up for Komomo in this one, like they would react to her. Everybody else was finding it tough to get reactions. They didn't actually do Komomo or the Coco Hummingbird opening in this one. They did do some stuff later in the match, but they didn't actually open like I thought they would. Yeah, this was like a good main event, but I feel like there's just way better in Marigold. Like this is not gonna stand out at all.
I believe that. I'm not surprised. I mean, I feel like not even the problem, but when you look at the semi-main event, it takes away four very reliable main event wrestlers, if that makes sense. So it doesn't. I feel like again, I didn't get to finish the show, but I feel like the main event was definitely hit by Mayu not being on the cards, which is something we didn't talk about, by the way. Is
I'm
that Mayu
convinced
was kind of
every cat and dog in the locality is yelling at each other. Like, I just hear she screaming outside. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's a cat.
this episode has been a fucking all over the
I
place.
thought it was a
But
baby. It's like yelling, but it's a cat. And there's dogs barking now because the dogs are like, where the fuck is the cat?
yeah,
I hope the cat is
yeah.
okay. That doesn't sound normal.
Shouts out the cat.
It's
Hope
really
curiosity
dark though.
doesn't
I'm
get
not
it.
going out to check. So
To get that,
this is hope. This is hope.
it was a philosophy joke.
Yeah, no, I heard, but you know, I'm too concerned. But anyway, there was one more show in Yamaguchi. It was Shinno's homecoming show, and this is 435 fans, drawing the most of the three. Shinno is our future ace. It comes with a Uranagi. Eat it, losers. This one isn't up yet. It's going up tomorrow, so we haven't been able to see it. There's nothing really to write home about in the results either.
Another
So
instance of Mayu missing out because this would also have been her homecoming show. But
yeah,
yeah, that
um,
those ankles, bad shit.
not good. So that is that for the review. We have, I believe, just the one show to preview this coming week. I will just go onto the website because we
What
all know.
day is Mask Fiesta?
I'm gonna assume it's on Halloween or very close to Halloween.
It's 29th, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
after. Oh fuck it! Damn, we should preview that actually.
No. What can we preview? We don't
Read the
know anything.
names. Read the names, motherfucker.
No. Okay. We have on the 26th of October, Ezigen presents Marigold Grand Destiny in Ryogoku Kokugikan, also known
Good
as
job.
Sumo Hall. This is the big one. We're going to preview it. We're going to have a good time. We open with second generation singles match showdown. Kizuna Tanaka with Yumi Fukawa in her corner takes on Shinno with Michiko Omakai in her corner. Now, when this match was announced, I was like, Kizuna should win, right? She's full time. She can benefit the most by like using it to challenge for like the super fly or the tags. But I've reached the point where I'm just like, you know what, Shino is better, and Shino should just win.
Mm. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but I've grown a bit worried about Kazuna. Like,
Hmm. I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. The thing is that she's been doing a lot of interviews where it's like I want to carry on my family's this and that. Like it feels very like prideful and like I'm going to really amp up and ramp up coming soon. And so that leads me to believe that like either she wins here or like she loses and that loss is like a rough one. Like kind of a
Yeah, well, see, I kind of think that with
grave digging
Kizuna,
one.
they have a chance to make her the like forgotten one of the core and to pay that off. Like in 4 years, everybody else should have had one of the top two belts, or like Yuki Yamazaki can be a multiple time twin star champion, and Kizuna should be like, hey, you
Is
guys
Kazuna gonna be the
can't.
Tam Nakano? Where, like,
No,
she's
I
just, like
just think,
she's just she loses perpetually for years, and
maybe,
then one day is like, "You know what? Nah, I'm locking in," and then never loses again.
but like, wouldn't that? Well, no, not that part. But I feel like that the young Marigold core needs somebody to be like the runt of the litter who eventually is like, you guys can't forget me. I'm gonna have to level up. You know, and I feel like
Kazuna's gonna
Kazuna might have to be that one because Rossi likes the other ones too
yeah.
much.
I'm
So
continuing with the Tam comparison. Kazuna's gonna switch up on her day ones, uh, and become, like, good and a winner, 4 years from now. Yeah, no, I could see what you're talking about. I am intrigued because I do think that Kazuna should probably be the one winning just from a, like, immediate standpoint,
mhm.
fast returns. because if Kazuna wins here, she can actually like do something with it. I would love to see her. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Mia Momono wins the Superfly belt, frankly.
Yeah.
And if she does, I think Kazuna versus Momono would be awesome. I think it's a great match to run because Kazuna is insane against Marvelous, and her and Momono have history. So I would love her to win here. Uh, Momono beat Mayu next month, and Kazuna challenge Momono as a V1. I think that'd be really
Hmm.
cool. But I do think that they just really like Shinno, and I don't know if I see her really losing many falls. You know what I mean? In
No,
general,
maybe.
looking forward. So I question. I definitely doubt Kazuna's chances here, unfortunately, because I do think Kazuna is the one that can offer pretty immediate turnaround with a win here.
Yeah, but I do think there's legs to eternal loser Kizuna eventually having to battle her way to a
Yeah,
white belt win over her
I
peers.
just hope her mental is strong enough to withstand being an eternal loser for several years.
I'm sure she'll be fine. She's a wrestler. Let's see. We have a gauntlet tag match after this. Now Shikawa and Hummingbird take on Chanyota and Arina Yamanaka, Yuka or Minami Yuki and Nagisa Tachibana, Komomo Minami and Yuki Yamazaki, Shoko Koshino and to be announced, and then Nagisa Nozaki and Rhea Seto.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I realized that and this is gonna really not make some people happy. I think I know who to be announced is.
okay.
I think it's Gigaton.
Uh, maybe.
I think now and Hummingbird lose the first match to
Yeah.
somebody, and then 15 minutes later, last match, second to last match, it's Shoko and
Wouldn't make
Gigaton.
sense to pair Koshino with
No,
them though. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if it was somebody else, I might go for it.
but
But
that seems like a bit they would do.
I don't know. I feel like for Koshino's debut, it would be a little bit weird, but maybe I don't know. Could be somebody else on the Flying Penguin gimmick. They might just give it to
Flying
somebody else.
Penguin too.
Yeah, they might. I don't know. Like genuinely, I have no idea. If it's not Momoka Hanazono, then like who knows? Because it's not Kiona now. Like we know it's not Jungle Kiona. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. As for who wins, genuinely, I don't know.
Chance
Nozaki is like the
Arena
only
shit.
pushed act in here, but yeah, you could do Chanyota and Arena, and they challenge maybe Chiaki and Matsui later. I think that'd be fun. Because yeah, nobody else is really pushed to challenge for the Twin
Maybe
Stars.
maybe they
So
maybe they do it and then maybe Rossi's just really feeling heel versus heel lately. Maybe they run Nozaki and Rhea winning and have them do an inter Darkness Revolution tag for the V1.
that sounds awful. No,
It
no
doesn't sound
offense,
great.
but that
It
sounds
doesn't sound
awful.
great, but it's not. I
No,
don't think it's unthinkable.
no, I don't know. I don't think so. Oh yeah, we never got these reveals. We have Megaton versus M. I don't know. Who cares? It's Megaton.
John
She's
Moxley,
sure. Yeah, why the hell not?
Muhammad
Chikagoto
Yone.
versus Chikagoto versus S. I feel like we all think this is Sari since she lost the belt.
Yeah, like I said, it could just be a sex joke, and it could just mean nothing. Like, because I genuinely struggle to figure out who like a comedic person uh to beat
Megaton?
Megaton could be that starts with an M. Like,
Yeah.
you know what would actually be really funny?
What?
And I'm kind of on like the intergender uh
Oh lord.
thinking of it. Minoru Fujita.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
no, wait, no, no,
Wouldn't
no, 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 no.
what?
Who the
No.
fuck am I talking about? Minoru Tanaka, Kazuna's dad.
Oh yeah. I thought.
Why did I
Yeah.
say Fujita? Like that's crazy.
What Fujita was? I don't know. I don't really know these people, but yeah. Okay. Minoru Tanaka.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Sure.
Minoru Fujita would be an interesting one,
Yeah.
but
I guess.
you
Okay.
know, but yeah, Minoru Tanaka would be kind of funny if
Yes.
he
Um.
avenged Kazuna's loss. Tanaka's go 1-1 on the night.
That would rock. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I
it's,
think I think
like Chica
Minoru.
versus Chica versus Sari. We
Yeah,
get to the
it's
important
gonna be
stuff.
Minoru versus Megaton and Saori versus Chikugoto.
Okay. If it's not Sari, I really have no idea. I don't know many S's in
Like I said, it's
this year.
possible it's just not an S. If would be
Yeah.
weird, but
Well, no, but I feel like they'd be TBA then instead of these code words. But I don't
I
know.
feel like it would just be an X.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the letters have to be codes for something. But yeah. We then get on to the Twin Star title
Wait,
match.
is it
Rika.
possible that because it's Major Star S and Major Star M, is it possible that Major is M and Star is S, and that's like
No.
it's just two X's basically? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out
No.
like I still think that it's Chikugoto versus Saori. Like that's just
Yeah.
gut feeling. But I don't know. I'm curious if because we could be very much limiting ourselves
M is
to S
Manami
and M.
Toyota, and she's gonna beat the fuck out of Megaton. That's
Sure.
my guess. Yeah. Rika Kawata and Maria defended the Twin Star titles against Misa Matsui and Chiaki. It's such a shame. This is an ice cold match. There is legitimately very few matches I care less about than this, and like these belts were such a highlight. Like they went from Mirai and Mai Sakurai to Nanai and Seri, and they just jumped off a cliff. Like these used
Okay.
to main
Well.
event
Okay.
Korakuens.
Let's be real here. It went from Mirai Saku, great team,
I forgot.
to
Yeah, I forgot.
Dark Wolf Army,
I
also a
forgot.
great team, to
Yeah,
Tank and Bozilla, terrible
yeah,
team, to
yeah.
Passion Family,
Dude,
tremendous team,
Hank has been a twin
to
star champion.
yeah,
She was there
yeah,
for 2 weeks. She had like
she
four
stunk it up
title
the whole time.
matches.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
man. Yeah, this
so the thing,
sucks. This is
so
awful.
okay. Uh, this is copium. I will admit, but I think it's a bit more
Yeah.
hopium than copium. Misa posted something on Twitter where she was like, I can't really even bring myself to like be the cocky heel asshole because I suck and I really need to win this match. And I really need to like prove that I could do stuff because I've been wrestling for 7 years. I've challenged for belts 7 times and I have nothing to show for any of it. So and Chiaki kind of like reaffirmed where she's like I want to win this belt for Misa to reassure her and make her feel like she belongs because she's awesome and she's my friend and she's great and I want to repay her for all the things she's done for me. I feel like that makes me hopeful that we'll get a bit more of a babyface vibe from Dark Wolf Army. I think that could make this match great. Maybe not great because I don't know how much I trust Magenta in 2025, frankly, but I think that could make the match really impactful and really fun if they do kind of uh, sell Chiaki and Misa as the homegrown, or maybe not homegrown, but the hometown heroes, the home
It's a
team.
little late. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
They
mean,
should
but
have
they haven't
they
built
could have
this. They haven't been able
totally
to build this.
yeah, but that's their own fault. Like they chose not to have Marvelous involved in the recent weeks.
I
They
think it's
chose
just
not to
come
send
down to
them to the Friday
scheduling.
Gotcha thing. Like you could have built this match
Okay,
somehow,
they
some
couldn't have been
way.
on Gotcha
Why
because there
not?
was no Gotcha this week,
Oh
and
shit, yeah.
also
Well, they could have been
they
on
were.
episode one. Could have
Hey,
done
I
Monday
agree.
Magic. Like
I still don't know how you build this match up properly though. Like I think that
you actually have Marvelous say, "You guys fucking suck," and you have the heels come out and be like, "We're cool. This is our turf. We are the only ones allowed to slander Marigold." It's that easy. It's literally as simple as cutting a promo in the ring, not tweeting. Like, I'm
well,
sorry.
okay, yeah,
You
they
you
did
have
all
to
of
tell
their
your story in the damn ring at some point. So
building at the presser and on Twitter. Yes,
I
that is a problem
don't know. But
ultimately.
it's cold either way because the magenta
Which that's a kind of stink right now.
Maria's stock has taken the biggest plummet since this hit.
Maria,
It was
fucking
meant to help
Rico
Maria.
Kawahata was like going to be a top fucking like she was great. She
Rico
was
at
a
least has
top.
had
She was
good
a
matches since then.
tremendous.
She had the really good Mai thing. Well, her performance against Mai was pretty good. You
Yeah,
know?
like I don't know.
So
I think
she's had
Maria,
good performances. Maria's
but
just
not
been
as a
really
heel.
boring.
Like that's the thing. That's the thing is that Rico has had good
Yeah.
performances in spite of being a heel. Like Maria has some things that she benefits from as a heel, but Rico has actively been like fucking
I think Rico has been better
anchored.
by like a mile.
That's because Rico's a better wrestler than Maria. That's just
Yes.
always been the case. People
No,
don't want
no,
to admit it.
Maria's always had it. She just never embraces it. But either way,
I,
any of these
I,
belts
I've,
off of them,
yeah.
just do the switch, get Matsui and Chiaki, pretend this never happened, and at least try and revive these belts because you need these twin star titles. We've seen how
I mean,
thin
yeah,
things are
this is
with
a company.
Mayu Superfly matches being depended on already. You
This is
need
a
these
company
twin
that
stars.
the house style is still, even with the changing of the house style, is a tag team centric
Yes.
company in
Yeah,
the same way that like AJW was. Like AJW was always.
for sure.
I feel like all of their like the tag matches in AJW were generally always stronger than the singles matches outside of like the really high end singles matches. So that's kind of the case with Marigold is that their tag title matches are meant to be, like the highlight, and their single style matches are meant to be really good and sometimes really, you know, like out of this world. But you can always rely on the tag titles because that's kind of the bread and butter. We haven't had that in months. Like we haven't had that
Hmm.
since, since Passion Family lost it. Even though
Yeah,
you know Magenta have defended it a couple times, I think once or twice. I
I
don't.
think.
No, I know they
I
defended
really
it
don't know.
once at least. I just don't
Crazy.
remember
They defend
like
against
the other
Mai and
one.
Chanyoda,
They defended it one
and I
other
only know
time.
that because they set up the Rico challenge with that. So,
Yes, they did.
but yeah, this is not a good time for the
Is that
Twin
their only
Stars.
defense?
I can't remember another defense honestly. Like they've been pretty MIA.
Yeah, that was their only defense. They're a V1.
Yeah, yeah. So very shitty, but okay.
Sucks.
We'll get them onto Darkness Rev, and they can be transitional to Twin Tower, and then we can finally get the division back on track. Probably. Um, our next match, that's wrestling. Seri Yamaoka takes on Chihiro Hashimoto. Potential show stealer, really. I mean, Hashimoto, if she's locked in, is kind of just a monster on another level. And Seri, as we know, is a fantastic seller. I think you put her in her element to mix the grappling with her selling and her offense, and you could see the best Seri Yamaoka performance to date. Like this has a very, very big potential. Even though Hashimoto is going to win, like there's no way Seri gets a result here. But I just feel like this could be a very, very good like getting over and defeat kind of match where like you actually gain something through your performance in the ring as opposed to just what people think getting elevated in defeat is, where you just kick out of big moves a lot. I think they could actually elevate Sari here with how they wrestle.
Sorry, my Twitter account just got locked for something I posted 2 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds on brand for Twitter.
The fuck happened? I apologize. Yeah, no, I expect this match to be awesome. Frankly, I do expect fucking uh, Big Hosh to kill her, frankly, and just completely
Yeah.
maul her. But I do think there will be a lot of umph in Sari's comebacks and Sari's hope spots, and that German that she is going to hit on Hash is going to be fucking insane. Like that's going to be like there. I'm so excited for the little bursts of offense that Sari will get on Ash and then get completely mauled for uh, right after. Like I think that's going to be so much fun to see. I am really interested in just like the dynamic, the style, like how they're going to go with it to start the match,
Hmm.
sort of thing. I could see Sari wanting to grapple with her, but I could also see Sari being like, you know what? I know I can't do that. I'm just gonna fucking run and drop kick you right out the gate. And like I think we could see quite a lot out of Sari here to kind of combat Hosh, and I'm really interested to see how she goes about doing that because it could be really cool. And I expect it to be great, but I'm really interested to see kind of what direction they take in Sari's case because it's obviously going to be an uphill battle, and I wonder
Hmm.
if they're just going to have her get mauled, just have her lose like kind of more like the Takumi match where she just can't put it together against somebody so tenured and so strong, or if they're going to make her come across as a bit smarter, but still not strong enough to beat her. I'm interested to see if we'll see Seri's progress from the Takumi match to this match. Because we have talked about this, right? Where it's like Seri's had this trial by fire with
Yeah.
Mirai to Takumi to Hashimoto. So I'm interested to see if we will see a through line between those where it's like, oh, she is clearly a smarter, more refined wrestler now than she was against Takumi, even though she's still going to lose. I'm fascinated to see if they can portray that well, or if it'll more so be just uh, be Takumi versus Seri with different colors and different styles at play.
Yeah, I feel like they'll do pretty well with it. I think I trust Sari and her selling ability to make it work regardless.
Mm,
And Hashimoto was never really like 80-20 on anybody. She's always a little bit generous, so I think she'll give her enough to make it. I just feel like Sari's performance is going to be important, but in general, I'm just looking forward to the match. I feel like it's going to be very different and very unique in the Marigold landscape. So I'm just really excited to see how they do. Because that gets us into like the business end. I feel like these last, well, not all of them, but like two of these last three matches are very important in terms of where Marigold is going in the post Mirai world. So we have the probably the most important one, the UN Championship match. Mai Sakurai takes on Victoria Yuzuki. When this match was first announced, I thought, sure, this is just a Mai defense. It's a big match for Yuzuki. They're gonna get her in there and Sumo Hall to have a good performance. But obviously, I think with Mirai leaving now more than ever, they need to push Yuzuki, and I feel like her beating Mai could be a real turning point for her, and in terms of making her a credible upper card to main event level wrestler. And I feel like they've built the match really well to give Yuzuki something that she didn't always have. I've said it a lot, but I do think she has a real killer instinct and just like a real intensity to her moves that wasn't always there. And if she can bring that Julia esque vibe to this the way I know Mai will, they could both come away here with an eye popping performance that really makes Yuzuki look like $1 million. If they have
mm.
a fantastic match that's intense and heated and violent, and Yuzuki wins, I mean, she's golden. Like I feel like that would be the best possible way to put Yuzuki over.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think my Sakurai has done a great job of having a very consistent reign and a reign that she's thrived within. But I would really like to see her pay it off incredibly well by putting over Yuzuki here. I
Mm,
think that she can do that. I think that stylistically they mesh far more than I ever expected them to,
yeah,
at least in the tag stuff. So I think it's very possible, and it's very likely that they can really deliver here. It all depends on Yuzuki. Like Yuzuki has been much stronger this year than she was in year one for Marigold. She's been a lot stronger in the past handful of months, but she still, has a pitfall, and I worry this will be one of those. Like I think that's the only thing that's staying in its way of being a really, really, really good match, to great match, because I do wonder. We've seen, and I guess okay. The thing about this match also is that it's third from the top, right?
yeah,
Not even semi-main event. So I think that there is a bit of a cushion there, because if we look at my favorite, Azumi, and we see her in top tiled performances, it's not as strong as it was in her undercard title performances. Like I don't think it's insane to say that her challenging for the red and white belt this year were not as strong as her matches for the high speed belt and for the SWA belt in previous years. I think there is a possibility that Yuzuki could fall to the same thing, but the placement on the card at third from the top makes it so that the match will, to some degree, be more of a sprint, or be a bit more just like cram it in there and let's go. I don't think it'll need too much, air to breathe. I don't think it will be
mhm,
going, 25 or anything like that.
no,
So I think there is a very good chance of Yuzuki delivering the performance that we need from her here. And I would love to salute to my Sakurai for really proving everybody wrong this year by being a legitimately strong and entertaining and just cool, badass singles champion. Something I never thought she would be able to do, but she has, to the point where it's like, until we kind of came to the conclusion that Yuzuki is winning because it's Yuzuki and it makes sense here, I was fully content with my getting a year plus reign because
Hmm.
it didn't really feel like anybody was ready to take it from her because she felt so strongly ingrained with that white belt that like it's hers. She doesn't need to lose it. She could hold it for 500 days. Like that's very impressive. Especially because she's been defending the belt. It's not like, eh, not to be too, it's not like she's Utami. Utami's had six defenses, three of them you'll remember,
Yeah.
like, or two of them you'll remember fondly. Like, and depending on who you are, like I love the Mirai match, I love the Takumi match, but like those are the good matches of her reign, really, ultimately, because she hasn't defended it since then. No, uh, no, like so like it's not even like that. Like Mai has defended the belt every other month. Like she's defended it several times, quite a lot, and I still feel like she can continue being champion if they wanted to go that direction. Don't think they will, because I do think
No.
Yuzuki makes the most sense for it, and we're doing the Yuzuki match here, so she's gonna win it. But I do want to tip my hat immensely to my Sakurai for really holding down the fort super strong as white belt champion. And I really hope she gets the shine in this last match for the belt.
Yeah, what I really want if Yuzuki does win is I want that good old fashioned Rossi classic white belt run where she just takes on all comers everywhere. Like I want her defending every 3 weeks, no matter where. Like just let her beat Yuki Yamazaki in Nagoya or Osaka or wherever the hell. Like I think Yuzuki is good enough that you
I
if
do
you
think I do think if they want to be like interesting, and I think that's like this. It sounds weird, but Joshi wrestling in general has a bit of a stigma against being too interesting in this
yes.
regard. That's like, I think I have been liking the word mandate lately, but I think Yuzuki at a press conference or at the next show, whatever it may be, Yuzuki being like, "Hey, I'll fight, you know, the my Sakurais of the world. I'll fight Utami for the belt. I'll fight Mayu, but I want you fuckers to fucking step up and like just like at the rest of Young Marigold."
Yeah.
Like I think that would be a very interesting precedent to set with her
Yeah. Well,
reign
I'm just
right
thinking
from
for
the
her,
jump.
for the belt, because
Yeah.
the reign that elevated Saya Kamatani to legendary status was her V15 every month on pay-per-view having a classic.
Mm.
I feel like Yuzuki that same with Momo Watanabe, right? Everybody remembers the
Yep.
Momo white belt run. Every month, every 3 weeks, having a great match. Yuzuki is the kind of wrestler where if you're seriously gonna elevate her and you need to elevate her, she should be doing that kind of reign. And it would also help the UN title a lot. If you could just say, we're defending this almost everywhere, you're almost always gonna get a great match. Pay attention to it. I think it would elevate her and the belt substantially to just have one of those kind of runs where she runs up a V10 in 8 months or 7 months or whatever, and is just defending so constantly. Because especially if the world title is going to remain kind of rare, if you're gonna keep doing the we're only defending this every 2 or 3
Every couple
months thing,
months. Yeah.
you need the white belt to be a drawing belt, and I feel like Yuzuki is the one who could maybe change that and really elevate it, and herself if she gets to defend it a lot. So
Yeah. No, I can see what you're getting at there. I think there is a lot of legs to a Yuzuki run with that belt.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah,
we have for the World Championship, Utami Hayashishita defends against the Dreamstar Grand Prix winner Miku Aono. This is another one that I flipped on. I figured Iono would have to win initially, and I still would like her to win. I've been very against this Utami reign since it started, and I just feel like she needs something to make her more interesting. Um, but I do feel like now Utami almost has to retain because if Iono wins, there's legitimately one fresh world champion contender, and it's Mayu Iwatani.
my
Whereas if
Sakurai too.
Utami
But
kind
you
of,
can't really do
yeah.
that for a while.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you shouldn't like that wouldn't be a match I would do in the next 3 months. You
Yeah.
know, it would have to be
It's it's
next year.
it's yeah, like it's hard to really see them elevating Mai to that level that quickly before Mayu, especially. Um, so it's like if Utami retains, you can probably get a few more months out of her, and then Iono wins in a rematch, that kind of thing.
To
Now
be fair,
they might just
Utami
go
has
with
not
Iono.
defended the belt against anybody.
No, she hasn't. There's a lot
Sh-
left
there-
on the table for
There's not
Utami,
a
and it's
single wrestler currently in the company that she has defended the belt against.
that's insane. That is crazy. So like I don't know. As much as I would love Iono to win, because she is wrestling on an S tier, like she is one of one in my mind lately. I do feel like for the best, for the, like the betterment of Marigold, you should maybe push it off a little because you really need to give other wrestlers time to get up to that level where they can be credible world champions, or else Mayu is going to be dropping it to a very unproven Seri Amioka or something. I just feel like you maybe have to wait on this, but maybe they won't. The Rossi is full team ahead sometimes, and maybe they just want Iono to be champion for a year. She is reliable and solid and can have great matches. I don't know. I feel like I would just have Utami retain because that might be best for the long term view. Even if I'm not her biggest fan, kind of this year, but she's not bad. She is a very stable hand to be world champion ultimately.
We are diametrically opposed because I think Utami is the better wrestler of the two. I think Utami is the best wrestler in Marigold, and I think she is probably going to lose this match, and probably should. I I think that she I think that Utami benefits from ultimately leaving this reign in the past because while I have been higher on it than you have, just because her two notable title matches have been two of my favorite matches of the year, I do think that this title reign has not been up to Utami's standards as a pro wrestler. And I think depending on like how the next few years go, a loss to Miku here allows her to have a bit more of a clean slate for another singles title run in the future.
Yeah.
I think her holding it to I don't know when you're necessarily saying I imagine till spring or at least a little bit early or maybe a bit earlier than spring depending on what they want to do in terms of like big shows and when the title gets defended and all that.
Probably the
I've
anniversary.
yeah like to anniversary having her hold it till then I do think would make it a bit I think it would make Rossi a bit apprehensive to ever put a singles title on her again because it's like, okay, she's had two like year plus reigns with a world title, with a singles title in my companies. It's just not like I can't do it again because Rossi's very big on the whole. You only get you usually only get one peak. At most, you
Mm.
get two. Even Mayu's only held the red belt twice. Like that's and Mayu's, his golden child. Uh, I guess, like it's just has there ever been a three-time red belt holder?
No, because I think
Did
Mayu getting the
Io?
second was
Io
like
didn't.
huge because she
Yeah,
matched Io for two.
that's
Or
what I mean.
like
Like I'm pretty sure you're right. So it's like that's what I mean. Like two at most is usually how it's perceived. I think Utami would be better off losing the belt here and winning it again down the line or winning the white belt something having something still being unproven to some degree, which is crazy to say about Utami, perhaps the most proven. Like either you love her or you don't. Like exactly what Utami is. You know what she's about. You've seen world title matches from Utami. If you've seen Stardom or Marigold within the past 4 years, it's been a long time since she was World of Stardom champion. That like way longer than I thought it was. But still, Utami. I think a loss here to Miku gives her something more coming out of it than her getting a few more months of her just kind of like meandering, maybe get a defense in against a Mayu or a Mai Sakurai or whatever, and then losing it to Miku. I think if we're gonna give it to Miku, we should just give it to Miku now. Like I think we
okay.
should get a move on that ultimately. I do think the match will be great.
Yeah.
Utami
Okay.
Utami thrives with a chip on her shoulder. She thrives in the semi-main event, and she thrives in matches against wrestlers like Miku Aono, who simultaneously bring a similar style, a style that meshes well, that they can kind of come together and clash in a similar way while also bringing something completely different from what Utami does to make things interesting, to make things really, stand out. I think this is a match made in heaven, effectively. It should be great. I'm hoping it's great. I have high hopes for it. And I think Utami drops the belt. And I also tip my hat to her for trying her best with what she was booked to do. Because
Okay.
I looked at the cage match, I was like, most of this reign was
Duty.
Tank and Bozilla. Like
Yeah.
that was it. It was like that was the majority of the and then, the Mirai match was great. And then the Marvelous feud was awesome. And the Takumi match was great. And then we're here. Like she just really has not gotten much to sink her teeth into with this reign. And like you said frequently the 50-50 is a bit, it's gotten a bit repetitive.
Hmm.
They could definitely do more with her as a wrestler, as a world champion. And you know,
So
I don't blame Utami for most of what went wrong with this reign because I think she's been
I
great.
do. Short answer, if you can. If Mikoyono wins here, how long is she holding it so that they don't run out of options by the end of 2026?
Uh, I don't know. It depends on how much they utilize outsiders ultimately. Because,
They won't,
well,
in my
okay, but
opinion.
no,
You
no,
maybe
because
get Rico and Takumi.
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, well, yeah, I guess, but I think if you can, and it sucks because it will be the same people that Utami faced this year for the belt. But I think if you can get a Saori defense in there, if you can get a Takumi defense in there,
Mm,
maybe one more either outsider or somebody that they bring in or whatever it may be, like a fresh face along with the Mai Sakurai defense and a Mayu defense maybe and a Sari defense maybe. Like I think you could run it until at least like pre Dreamstar. Like I think
okay.
you could probably
So
run it for a
another
year,
year.
but yeah, I mean I would say 9 months would be the
Okay.
safest bet, but
Then
yeah.
you run out of options by the end of 2026. 9 months means Mayu presumably would be winning it in July
Well, I don't necessarily
or
have
like
Mayu beating her
August, September.
for it. Like, I don't
I
think
mean,
that's a
who
that's a
else
foregone
would do it?
conclusion. I don't know,
I
you could
mean,
you could really put it on like, I feel like we will be in a
Yuzuki is going to
very
be busy.
different headspace. Sari won't be.
I don't. I see. I feel like they haven't strapped the rocket to Sari like I expected, to where she could win the red belt that quickly. But I suppose they could just do it if they wanted to. But yeah,
Year
I
and a
don't
half
know.
in,
I
I don't
feel
think that's
like
insane.
they just need more options. But maybe they just go
I mean,
on with
I've said
Iono.
this, I would love if they were able to pick up a higher level wrestler, a Mai
Yeah,
Yukihi. I don't think
you're
the
gonna get
FWC
Kiona and
thing we've
like it,
talked about.
buddy.
Huh?
You're gonna get Kiona and like it.
I don't know if Kiona can do that.
They will
We'll
sure
see.
try.
But yeah, like I think if they were able
This
to
is the
get
match for
another
the
high level
future of
wrestler,
Marigold Soul. This is the match that will really
well, in that case,
decide a
Utami
lot
should win
for the
it.
future. Because I don't know, I feel like they will be booking themselves into a corner potentially if Iono wins, but we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't hate it. She is a great wrestler. She is one of one, but well, I will be there on the day to see how it goes. The main event then is the Dream Destiny. Mayu Iwatani versus Io Sky. The match we probably never thought we would get, especially where we're getting it. Um, yeah, this is fantastic stuff. There's a lot of history tied up here. They have had excellent matches in the past. They have both evolved, presumably, since then. I know Mayu has evolved since then. Io is probably just the same. Um, but a great match to have and something that doesn't seem real still. But wow, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. it's weird that it's happening. Like it feels
Yeah.
like it was not something that would happen again. Like I came into watching this the month after Io left.
Hmm.
You know, I still vividly remember watching Thunder Rock versus Team Moon, and that being like a match that really impacted me heavily. And seeing that like bond and the Mayu Io dynamic, even though it took me a little bit longer to go back and watch their singles matches, I felt like there was just something so personal and authentic about it. And now we're getting it again, years down the line. I'm a big, as much as Tam kind of made the idea of lore feel a bit eye roll worthy. I'm a big fan of lore in Joshi. I'm a big fan of historical significance in Joshi feuds. I think when you're able to pay off something after years either away or after years of doing something, I think it's incredible and I think it's incredibly satisfying as somebody who's watched for a long time. I think that's why the Queen's Quest Oedo Tai Cage match worked so well, was because even if I didn't love the story that was being told in the 2 weeks beforehand, I watched the match and I understood that the story was one that started with Kagetsu and Io. Like that the context is everything when it comes to a lot of the greatest matches in wrestling. And I feel like this is one of those matches with the most context you could possibly have between two wrestlers who have been, wrestling for less than 20 years, for Mayu for 15 years. Like I think this is a match with so much significance, so much meaning behind it. And the best part is that they're two fucking awesome wrestlers who have been awesome and are arguably at the most awesome of their careers. Now, don't get me wrong, I would be so much happier if we were getting this match without Mayu being unable to walk. I think
Yes.
that would be very beneficial if she was able to walk walk a straight line and without immense pain to get to this match. I would much prefer that. And that does scare me a lot because those ankles sound like they are in hell. It sounds like there's a lot of worry about them. But I think and I hope that this match is something that will kind of block that pain out of Mayu's mind, and she will go full tilt, and this will be a match that's, you know, out of this world.
Yeah.
I don't like having insane expectations for matches. Like it does kind of weaken them inevitably a lot of the time when I build something out up as like this could be, you know, match of the year, match of the decade, blah 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 blah. Like it could oftentimes hurt the match, but it's very hard for me to not feel that way about these two in the main event of Ryogoku. Like
Hmm.
that's just ultimately the the cross, the burden they'll have to bear. That they'll have to live up to those expectations that so many people have, and do even more. And I mean, if we look at Io last year, what she did against Utami, that did that. Like she lived up to what people were expecting, and now she's facing someone that she has proven chemistry with. She's facing someone that she loves and adores and views as a sibling, as somebody that she genuinely sees as one of her best friends in the world, somebody she truly adores, and Mayu in the same way towards Io. Like this should be great. It should be remarkable, and I'm just really hoping that they can deliver the match that I want, that people want, that they want, and they could do it, you know, on the biggest stage I've ever had. Because like that's another part of this that's really cool is that when Io was around, they weren't just running Ryogoku. Like like that wasn't
Yeah, they
where
ran it
any of
like
the
once.
Mayu matches. No, I know they ran it in 2013, but that wasn't where Mayu Io ever happened. Like they never
No.
did a match in Ryogoku. It was in Korakuen.
Yeah, they were not draws. I feel like
No,
there's a lot of EO revisionism. She was getting like 800, 900 a lot for her time on top, which at the time was like everybody was like, "Whoa, that's great." But yeah, like this is a whole different ball game.
yeah, no. I mean, Io was not that wasn't the point. Ultimately, she was a bigger draw than most other Joshi wrestlers at the time, but she wasn't particularly a draw. But I do think there is significance in this being in their biggest venue at a point where they are several time world champions, where they have wrestled on such a high level for so long. You know, even the late even the well the last Mayu Io match was a Cindy match, but even like the latest match between Mayu and Io was still before Mayu got that definitive red belt run, before the IWGP, before she was even the leader of like stars firmly. Like when you actually think about it, like the Mayu has done so much of her growth and so much of her like identity defining work since Io
Yeah, well,
left.
I said that when it was announced. Like, this is not the same Mayu at
No.
all. Like, she is so different to what she was because she's changed and evolved at least 3 times since then.
Yeah.
So it's almost a brand new match because she herself is much, much better than the version Io would have wrestled last time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But like that's the thing. I mean, she's and I say this kind of as a joke. She's double the size, which is still kind of wild because like she's not big. Like she's still very lanky. But like when you watch old Mayu, she looks like you know a child comparably to what she is today. Like she's looks, it's just completely different in terms of style. Like everything is so vastly different, but it's all in an evolutionary sense to where I expect them to be able to carry over a lot of what made their singles matches, their title matches especially special back in the day. So I'm very hopeful. I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be great. And
Io was winning.
it'll be weird. It'll be weird for a WWE wrestler to close the show, but you know,
Yeah, well, she's
they
allowed.
paid for it
Yeah.
for a reason, you know, like they
Yeah.
they want to get that visual, you know, like
Yeah.
they want to get their use out of her. Can't blame them.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's what other match would go on beyond this? Like, this is Rosty's. This is his season finale. Like, Rossi will never care this much about anything ever again. This is the one. Um, so Io winning, I don't mind. She's gonna, her and Maya are gonna have a tear the house down, and that will be the important part. And yeah, kind of crazy. Imagine telling people this match would happen outside of Stardom ever. Not in
Yeah,
WWE either. It's like, yeah, so they're gonna wrestle, but it's not WWE or Stardom. Most people would have thought you've lost your mind. But here we are in Marigold, with two of Stardom's like formative pillars going one on one. It's kind of crazy. Um, yeah, that's the show. It's a very interesting show. I think it really has to hit for Marigold because once EO is gone, I feel like they will feel some of the losses a bit more, especially the Twin Stars being so cold. Mariah leaving, I feel like a lot of that's been minimized to an extent because it's been, hey, we're doing Maya versus EO. But once EO is gone, you're gonna have to face the reality of where you are. So I feel like this show has to go their way and go well and elevate the people it needs to elevate. And we'll, review whether that happened next week.
hey, this show has to
Um,
go well for me. I don't like wrestling right now, and this
yeah, yeah.
lots hinging on this show.
Never doubt pay-per-views though when you're on a low.
Mm.
Um, But yeah, we'll be back next week. Not in our usual spot. I cannot record next Tuesday, but I'm not missing the episode where we review Sumo Hall. So we might drop the episode on Thursday. It might be Friday. We're not fully sure yet. Um, but you will have to wait a little bit longer to hear our thoughts on this Sumo Hall show, sadly. Um, but it'll be worth it. Maybe,
Mm.
possibly.
Mm.
But
Inshallah.
with that, it's time to close the show. Unless Dylan has any closing remarks that he wants to make. What?
Andrade is very funny.
Oh
Um,
no.
Somebody accused him of being like with the cartel, and he responded. He's like, "What the fuck did you just say? That's crazy!" And they deleted the tweet, and so he replied to his own tweet with a screenshot of the tweet to make sure everybody knew that he was completely valid for calling this nigga fucking crazy.
He's
I
real.
love Andrade. He's the funniest.
Yeah, he's
I'm
great.
sorry, but Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show. I apologize for being a bit of a negative Nancy lately, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. I am, going through a bit of a burnout in life, not just with wrestling, but with everything in life, more or less. Wrestling is just a big part of my life, so that's part of it. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about the show next week, and I'm hopeful that we get some developments in Stardom as well. I'm hopeful that we can be excited to talk about Crimson
Yeah, well, they
Nightmare
do have the
the
Korakuen.
week
You know,
after,
they might rev up a little bit.
because yeah, we're previewing Crimson Nightmare next week as well.
Yes, that's true.
So that's what I mean. Like I'm hoping that we'll have a lot to talk about on both fronts, and we'll have a lot to be excited for, and a lot to be excited, happy about coming out of this weekend on both fronts for both companies. But we will see if that's the way the cookie will crumble. But yeah,
All right. Well, yeah, with that, it's time to close the show. So, if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in.
shine forever, Stardom, Quest, Gold, Dough, passion.
Fashion,
Yo.
Ijo.